So my name's Tina Lapp. I'm hosting these fabulous gentlemen today, and I am head of industry relations and career excellence for Calibri Real Estate. And I've been in real estate education over 30 years, I think just over 32 years. So obviously, I'm passionate about the success of real estate professionals and the industry, and super excited about today's topic. So it's very timely. So I'm going to pass it along to Cody. Cody, will you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Yeah, well, first off, good afternoon, everyone. I want to thank you for attending today. It's a pleasure to be here with the Calibri Group, Tina, and all of you guys to learn, share, and ultimately help your guys' business grow. Like Tina said, my name's Cody Stepp. I'm a second generation real estate technologist. I spent the greater half of the last decade in pretty well every role within CRM and technology, from customer support, training, sales, marketing. And now I get to do the fun stuff, innovation at my own company, Workflow Secrets. I have a passion for AI, and our product, SAM, is an AI native system that works to answer that question. Gosh, what comes after the CRM of the last 25 years? And it was kind of born of a desire to help agents with the complex technologies and moving those towards personalized systems that can help you guys free up time for what we feel is the things that matter most. We say that's friends, family, hobbies, and growing your business. So, along the way, it ended up becoming my calling. And so I'm excited for the opportunity today for us to get to share with you guys. Hopefully, you guys can feel the passion. And I get the opportunity to work alongside what I consider a true legend of real estate technology. He's my mentor, he's my father, and he's the creator of two of the most used real estate CRMs, Mark Stepp. Mark?
Thank you, Cody. I guess if you are second gen, that makes me first gen, I guess.
That's correct.
Um, Everybody, my name is Mark Stepp, and for the past 35 years, I have been in this industry helping real estate agents grow their business through technology, through workflow processes, through a lot of different things. I was given the opportunity in July of 2024 to team up with Cody. He said, "Hey, Dad, I'm working on a project and I really need your help. Would you be interested in creating your dream CRM?" And I've been, like Cody said, have done it two other times. We had lots of great abilities and content and stuff, but never really got to put in everything that I wanted to incorporate to make your lives easier. Getting into this industry, I saw what real estate agents go through time away from their family and trying to help people with could be the biggest investment of their lives. And yet, their lives are typically uprooted in so many different ways. And just trying to figure out how can I help through automations, through technology to be able to do that. And I've just had the greatest pleasure in putting this new product that we've got together with Cody and just having fun with it. So what we want to do is just kind of share some knowledge, some insights on what AI and CRMs can do for you. For the past several years, one of the training pieces, the frameworks that I teach is called CORE. It's my four core strategies: conversions, operations, retention, and experience. The conversions is everything that you deal with whenever you work towards getting a lead, you get that lead, and you turn them to a client. That's the conversion process. Once you've got the clients in the listing agreement or the buyer's agreement, everything from that agreement all the way to contract and close is your operations. And then the retention is everything after. So whenever you look at your core business, those are the three elements that are extremely important, really, in any business, not just real estate, but we focus in on those. And having a system that works in those three elements is extremely important. The last strategy, the E in this, is the experiences. If you can give a client a good experience, what's the likelihood of them wanting to do a repeat business with you or refer business to you? You know, it's pretty high. If you go to an amazing steakhouse, and I have a whole steak story that I typically run through, but whenever you get amazing service from somebody, don't you tell other people? Well, you need a system in your own business that utilizes automations, that utilizes the workflows and AI to be able to give people an experience. And in this core framework, we kind of go through that and making sure that everybody does get that experience as they're going along with things. To do that process, typically it's a matter of going through and saying, hey, what kind of experience can I give during that conversion process, the very first part of it, the speed to lead and AI personalization types of workflows, of we call them actually routines. Whenever you get up in the morning, you brush your teeth, you get coffee, you know, that's your morning routine. And it's just done automatically. And that's really what we consider kind of the workflow secret, is breaking everything down into smaller, manageable, and usable, reusable pieces. And setting up a speed to lead using AI personalization. And I'm not talking about necessarily merge fields that, you know, put in there, Dear John, Dear Mary, Dear Sue. Those are you know, just merge fields that add personalization. But AI personalization could go in and look at the contact record and say, oh, Cody's interested in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Whenever I send him a birthday message, maybe I reference Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in there in some kind of context. So creating the automations to be able to do this is something that's really important for brand new leads and stuff. The other automation that most agents want to be able to, top agents actually use, is that stale contact rescue. You've got a gold mine in your database. All the names that you've got in your database. Are you reaching out to them regularly beyond just monthly newsletters? Are you touching them personally in a way that mentally they feel that relationship? So building out the routines, building out the workflow processes to deal with the conversion process are the first two elements. The next part of it would be your operations. Whenever you get that new listing, what are the things that you do during pre-listing, during marketing, during maintenance that will make you stand out? What will give them that experience that you know what you're doing and you step them through a standardized process, but it's personalized also to them using AI. This is extremely critical whenever you want to differentiate yourself between other agents in your area. The contract to close is the same way. You've got different deadlines and reminders and notifications, making sure that the routines that you set up or the workflows that you set up are set up in a way that adds that personalization. But going through that whole process can be very time consuming. And what we want to do is kind of use AI to be able to create these things. You then using your human in the loop abilities of checking it, making sure this is what you want, let it then give you what you think you need, go through, make sure it gave you what you need, and then approve it and let it go through. The last part of that is the retention of core strategies. That is everything from the time you close all the way until the repeat business. Unfortunately, we in this industry, we don't have a monthly repeat business, right? It's 3 years, 5 years, 12 years down the road before they do something again, possibly. So you've got to have systems in place to handle the long-term, long timeline that it takes to get them to be repeat. However, you've got a lot of referral possibilities. If you gave them that great experience, they're going to tell other people. So, Cody, did you have anything to add? I'm just kind of rambling on here.
Yeah, Mark, this is great, and I kind of wanted to let you speak. In the chat, it looks like we've got kind of a mixed bag. Lots of new agents, lots of agents who have been in real estate for quite some time, tackling a lot of the things that we have. So it does look like a lot of folks are talking about the conversions piece, bringing in those leads. And there's a lot of different ways. Background, I run our marketing, but I have a master's in marketing. There's a lot of different ways to get leads. And I want to let you know the low hanging fruit is paying for leads. And I say it's low hanging because a lot of times you're not the only one paying for these leads. And so what you need to start doing is start preparing things that are not only valuable, but can work to inform and give these leads that are actually coming into the door valuable information with the goal of driving them closer to becoming a customer. So we go about that a couple of different ways, whether it be what we call lead magnets, which are oftentimes resources that we hand out, or we can do that with little quizzes that we would give. And then we can start to figure out, gosh, where do they fall into the bracket? And we can understand, are they 3 months away from being ready to move to that next stage and become a customer? Are they 3 years? All of those are going to take a different amount of nurturing. And so we can go about this through all of our efforts, whether it be the social media posts we're putting out there, whether it be the different community events we're going to. All of these can be lead driving efforts. And when you take the core strategies framework and you take that experiences and you throw it to the very top, try to think about how you can do it into your conversions. This is one of my favorite pieces. There are things that we call them, lots of folks call them, they're called niches, right? And the idea here is there's things that you do as a real estate agent that are very specific to you, your neighborhood, your market, that you can use to draw in the right folks. So when Mark and I were preparing for this, some of the ideas that I came up with, I live in St. Louis, Missouri, and it's a really old city and it's a really thriving city. And so there's always something to do. But you can look at maybe local events and you could become the local expert, or you could look at restaurants that are coming into your city. Maybe you go visit a restaurant, you try the menu, and you start building guides on how folks who are interested in living in those areas can enjoy those areas. You could do it for the school districts, you could do it for the parks. Any activities, any areas of life that you guys are going to be touching or you like to touch because that's where most of your customers come in, those are prime pickings for really focusing in our conversions piece and creating resources that are going to get people looking at us. And then once we've already solved one problem, they're going to allow us to help them again.
Absolutely.